Yesterday, I filmed a little bit. I ruined my tube. I got a puncture. While taking it out, I patched it. The first patch didn't work. I took it out again, put in a second patch, but when I put it in, I pinched the tire, so I was losing again. So then I took my new tube, my spare tube, put that in, pinched it again, so was no use, lost a little bit of air. I patched it, still losing a little bit of air because I'm bad at patching tires, obviously. It would hold air for a short amount of time, so I pumped it up, crossed the border like that, pumping between the stations. But after the Russian station border post, I tried driving it like that to the next town, which is like a couple kilometers, but I overdid it, drove on the flat, like really flat tire, and ripped the valve. And with my last patches, I managed to patch the old tube that had the puncture originally, and it seemed to hold air. I was able to drive to the town, and overnight it lost pressure, like 1.5 bars, which is too much. So today I went to the car mechanic here that also do tire change and all that stuff. They patched it properly, they removed all the patches on the old tube and put in good new ones. It seems to be holding air now. We'll see. I'm going to Saratov. It's 300 kilometers to Saratov. And on a very bad road. I hope I can make it. I almost lost it yesterday, but I'm glad again it's working. If it holds air, I'm not even changing the tube. I'm not risking damaging anything. Oh. Huh? Battle of Kursk, or the battle at Prokhorovka, which was, well, they claim it's the biggest tank battle in history, but I'm not that sure about that. Let's go and check out the tanks, huh? Well, good morning. Well, it was actually a very good night. I had a good night's sleep. It did rain a little bit, but not really like full downpour, just a little bit of dribbling. And yeah, so tonight it's very overcast. It should stay overcast the whole day. But it's a nice temperature, and yeah, I think it was planted as a commemorative thing, together with all this monument and all these other things. And it's actually along the old front line here. It's actually pretty nice. We have the tent here, and these are all apple trees. There's the Maxi. And I'd say, because there's a tree here that is constantly dropping apples all night long, so I want to get one from that tree now. It's that tree here. Do you see all the apples? Here, there's an apple. Is it? Oh, it's ripe. Because that's how you know from apples if they're ripe, if they let go easily. So it's almost white. Oh wow. It's definitely ripe. How do you say that? It's slightly sour, which I didn't expect after biting into it. It's not bad taste wise, at least this dry feeling in your mouth. Yeah, not a big fan of that one. I'm throwing that one back. Okay, I'll have a look around, maybe I find a better apple, okay? Well, I had a look around, but most of the apples here are not yet ripe. It's just they're really hard, sour. But I guess that's just what happens when you're in July. Nothing here can be done about it, so I'll just continue. Tiny pears by the side of the road. See how they taste. Big worm inside. Definitely ripe. Let's see how that tastes. Oh yeah. Better. But it's still really very and a worm too. Okay, bad idea. Go on. Okay, the border crossing Russia-Ukraine was actually now the most thorough. The Russians checked all my bags. Usually they just look into one or both of my saddlebags and they leave the backpack alone. Looked into all the bags, pulled stuff out, had a look at it, asked me what that is, what this is, wanted even to see my water bottles. So yeah. And then in Ukraine they only had a Cyrillic or Russian form for your declaration when bringing a vehicle into the country, and I was standing there like, what? How should I fill in anything when I can't even read it? I mean, the Russians, they had an English one, so that was no problem. And then the lady there, she didn't speak any English either. So after she used Google Translate to talk to me, and I think after half an hour of me just standing there, barely managing to fill in my name in the correct field and the name of my moped, she was like, yeah, whatever. I think she was kind of pissed off. So I should just take my shit and go, and she will fill it out herself. I mean, she took photos of all my stuff, so she will fill it out herself. I should just go now, immediately. So I was like, okay, yeah, so okay. I just hope it doesn't get back to me when I leave Ukraine, because transit is 5 days, but I told her no transit. I want tourist or whatever else there is. So we'll see. I hope I can get out of the country without any issue. But it's a couple days away still.